Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is directed by Peyton Reed. It stars Paul Rudd, Jonathan Majors and Catherine Newton. And in the third movie of the Ant-Man trilogy, Scott Lang and his family travel to the quantum realm where a more dangerous threat, more dangerous than Thanos, lurks. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the first two Ant-Man films. I think the first one is just a mediocre superhero comedy. And I think Ant-Man and Wasp is really not that good. It has a couple of funny moments, but nothing too major. But I was very excited for Quantumania, mostly because it's introducing Kang the Conqueror into the movies. And unfortunately, this movie was not great. I can see the divide. But I don't think it was bad by any means. I'm definitely on the middle side of things with this movie. It's like The Last Jedi. This is reminding me of The Last Jedi. Some people love it, some people hate it, and there's that small minority that are in the middle. And I'm in that small minority. I thought this movie was a lot of fun, but if you read the title, this isn't really a movie to me. This is more of a feature-length trailer for the future of the MCU. The film does a lot of setting up, and that kind of takes away from the story. The trailers try and hint at this whole character development with Scott Lang about how he wants some more time back with his daughter and how Kang can offer it to him. That's hardly in this movie. There's little snippets, but apart from that, that development is non-existent in this movie. And that's the biggest problem. This movie is so focused on setting up future events than telling a compelling story. Now, one thing that this movie did right is making me excited for the future. I am very excited to see what they do with the future movies and shows, especially one project which I'm not going to spoil. But it has made me super excited. Jonathan Majors as Kang was the best part of this movie. Now, this movie is not all fun and games. When Kang's not on screen, this movie is all jokey, a lot of fun. But when he's on screen, the cinema just went silent. I say, okay, let the man speak. And Jonathan Majors just kills it in this role. I can't wait to see him play multiple versions of himself. He's going to be fantastic in this. And this guy is going to be more threatening than Thanos. Thanos wanted to wipe away half the universe. This man can literally destroy entire universes and timelines. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is what the Avengers have got to face. Oh, to me this is more of a Kang movie than Ant-Man. Ant-Man's in it and he does a lot. But it more focuses on Kang and his motivation. What is the lore behind his variants? And that's the more interesting part of this movie. But as I said, when you're focusing so much on your villain, you sacrifice what the title of the movie is focusing on. Ant-Man is in this quite a lot. He's the main character, of course. And he does the most out of the small group. Wasp does absolutely nothing. She didn't even need to be in this movie. She does one thing and that's it. The other characters, Cassie Lang, she's nice. She's in this movie quite a bit. And she does start this whole rebellion at the end. And, you know, that was quite satisfying. But, again, she didn't really need to be in this movie either. It also doesn't help that the movie tries to introduce a lot more characters than it needs to. Of course, we have MODOK, I would say fan favourite villain, but let's be honest, he's not massive. Not many people know a lot about him. And what I did like about this movie is that they didn't take him seriously. They treated him as a joke, the wacky sidekick to the villain. Which I think is perfect because look at this thing. You can't take this thing seriously. I can't just say the CGI big head, we don't have the technology for that yet. It looks absolutely awful. So I'm just very glad that MODOK wasn't in it as much and they treated him as a joke. He had a few wacky lines and he was just crazy. Just so crazy. But I think another thing that this film did especially well was expanding and doing some really good world building with the quantum realm. We go into the deep, dark places of the quantum realm here Full cities, full civilizations, new creatures, some stuff from Star Wars. It looks really cool. The world building is really good. It looks beautiful. The CGI for the most part looked really good. I talked about MODOK and there's a few times where I'm like, ooh. But apart from that, the CGI looked really good. The Quantum Realm looked fantastic. Performances as well are really good. I talked about Jonathan Majors. Paul Rudd, I think this is the best he's been as Ant-Man. He's always good at the character. When has he never been good? I thought Catherine Newton, who played Cassie, was also really good as well. She turns this, what could be an annoying teenager, into a very likeable person. Yeah, she's made mistakes in the past, but, you know, she rises up and starts to connect with her dad a lot more. And that's important, especially after the whole Infinity War Endgame stuff. So yeah, I thought she did a really good job in this as well. But I thought Michelle Pfeiffer, who played Janet Van Dyne, I thought she was really good in this as well. She's a key part of this story, mostly because she was trapped in the Quantum Realm, her character. So it makes sense that she's the sort of guide in this film. And yeah, I thought she did a really good job in this. So overall, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania sacrifices what could be a very interesting story, compelling characters, chucks that all away, and focuses more on setting up future events and expanding on the lore of Kang the Conqueror to make him a more threatening villain. Which is fine in some cases, but that's also this movie's biggest problem. Some of the main characters from the past movies don't do much, some do nothing at all like Wasp, but the movie is still enjoyable. I kind of just also say the third act I really did enjoy. I think that's probably one of my favourite post-Endgame third acts. Very good, very powerful. I kind of just also say make sure to stay for the post-credit scenes, especially the second one, because that really was a crowd cheerer. So overall, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is easily my favourite of the Ant-Man trilogy, but it sacrifices a lot just to make you excited for future events, which it just succeeds in. So I'm going to give Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania a 6.5 out of 10. Not a great start to Phase 5, but still very solid. But guys, that is it for the end of this review. I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to leave what you think of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania in the comments. Did you hate it? Did you like it? I know there's probably going to be a few mixed responses, but I like it. I like your opinions, people. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Have a good day. See you later.